Hi, I'm Tony from Bonner's Music, and with me today I'm joined by Luke Edwards from Korg UK.
Hello.
And Luke has brought the new MiniLogue synth down to Bonner's here in Eastbourne to give us a bit of a preview. Really, they haven't hit the market yet in the UK. We are taking pre-orders for them now, but I'd like to see what it's all about. So, Luke, I haven't actually touched one of these yet.
No, this is the first time, isn't it?
Yeah. Do you want to tell me about the MiniLogue?
Yeah, this MiniLogue is our new analog synth. It's a 2-oscillator synth, and it also has a noise oscillator as well. Each oscillator has 3 different waveforms, plus we've got wave shaping on there, which we're going to show in a minute, which is quite cool. So you can change the kind of shape of those waveforms, and it gives you a bit more sonic diversity, I suppose. Another cool thing about it is this little screen here, which acts as a way to see which sound you're on, but most importantly, it's a built-in oscilloscope as well, which basically gives you some visual feedback of the sound, which is quite cool.
And is it polyphonic?
It's polyphonic, yeah, 4-part.
Okay.
And depending on which mode you use, which are what all these are, that's how those 4 notes are arranged. So it can be polyphonic, it can be duophonic, you can stack them in unison, you can play chords with them and so on. So that's quite neat. So if I just show you this screen first of all, I'm just going to go to an Initialize patch and select, say, a square wave. You'll see you can actually see a square, and then if you shape it, so if you had pulse width, for example.
Right, okay, that's nice.
Yeah, if it's a saw wave,
yeah,
it would be a saw wave, and obviously if you change the pitch, then that reflects that.
Right. That's actually a really good little bit of education there, isn't it?
It's great if you don't know that much about synthesis as well, because it really teaches you what the sound wave looks like as well.
Yes. Yeah. For those of us who didn't come into the synth world until the 80s, then yes, we that's something that's really going to help us. Really, great. Really cool. Okay.
So you got your different modes. So I've got a few examples of the different types of sounds.
Okay.
What's great is that when you got your sound, you can then just change these, and obviously then it'll change. But you can also use these buttons to save sounds into, so favourites effectively, and to recall those, you just hold down Shift. And then, so what I've done is I've saved a type of sound into each of one of these to show you an example. And so, go ahead.
When you say that's favourites, are there also like a number of preset locations as well?
Yeah, sorry, they're just for quick access, but you do have 100 presets sounds, plus 100 users as well.
Right, and the presets you can't edit those. Well, you can edit them, but you have to then save it into one of the user area.
You can oversave the presets if you want.
Can you? So you've actually got 200 sound locations.
Yeah, you have.
Right.
But there's 100 blank ones right at the back.
And then 8 favourites from those.
Yes,
yeah,
exactly
that's great.
Yeah,
okay.
You've got it. So if I just bring up a couple of these, you can have a go. So this is a polyphonic sound. If you get up, it's like a pad kind of sound. Shows you the way that the sound develops as well, which is nice, isn't it?
Okay, so you've loaded each one of these.
Yeah, so if I go with a duo one, so when you're in your mode, if you like duo mode, this knob is really important as well, because that's the depth of that particular effect. So if it's a duo sound, for example, that'll be detune.
Right.
If it's a poly sound, that'll be the inversion of the chord.
Oh, okay.
And change depending which mode you're in. So yeah, this is a duophonic sound. So you can play for 2
Right.
And the same thing goes for unison as well.
Yeah.
So that then becomes a monophonic sound.
Wow.
Again, I can add more detune.
Okay, faster. Excellent. And is there? I was going to say, is there octave? Great. I love a nice fat bass sound. Excellent.
And that's all your new discovery.
Yes. Yeah, I haven't seen anything like that before.
It's quite neat.
Yeah,
They've designed it to be try and make it more ergonomic, so put it at a bit of an angle, so you can use it off for pitch. Use it for kind of general modulation as well if you want to.
And it's got a real feel of quality about
really,
it. And
the build quality is stunning on this thing. Yeah, aluminium chassis. You've got this lovely wooden back as well.
And it almost feels like a classic.
Yeah,
even though it hasn't
you
come
said
out
that
yet.
first time you saw it, didn't you?
Yeah, it really does. Yeah, it really does. It's really, really good. It's an object of desire. I think we should say about this.
Right. So other modes you got mono mode.
Yep.
So that's similar to unison, but it's a monophonic sound. But you do then have access to via this knob a sub oscillator as well, so you can really get those beefy bass sounds. So when you got that, you can bring in that lower oscillator.
Oh yeah.
Or get rid of it.
Oh.
And then it tells you on the screen how much you're doing.
Nice. Good sound.
Yeah. Great, obviously for bass sounds, or if you want to kind of double up a lead sound with something a little bit lower down. So
Yeah.
it's quite neat. Other modes, for instance, we've got a chord mode. So what that enables you to do is just play a single note, play a chord for you, but then using this control you can change the chord. So you could have just a fifth, sus2, or major. But you can also change it on the fly as well, which is quite nice. So you can go from a major.
Nice. So, and is that an arpeggio that's playing
That's
now?
actually just the LFO that's making that play pattern. But obviously it's rhythmic and it's playing in sync with a BPM at the tempo, which you can change. So you can sync it to other stuff really easily.
So is this synth based on anything Korg have done before?
That's the beauty of it. In a way, it's not. Although we've obviously got a massive back catalogue of legacy products.
Yeah.
We've really rebuilt this from the ground up kind of thing. It's got a new filter, all the waveforms are new, it's all fully analogue as we said, so yeah, it's unique really.
Right, okay, so it's not based on a King Korg or a MS-2000 or anything like that? Right,
like that, no.
Right, yeah. Well, that's nice and refreshing actually.
It is,
and it's certainly fat sounding, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's got definitely a sound identity.
And it's true analogue, is it?
It's completely analogue, yeah.
Right, excellent.
Although it does have digital aspects to it, which
yes.
is obviously the screen and stuff like that.
Well, it's got the benefits of a digital synth, hasn't it, and being able to store your sounds.
Yeah, plus the fact that all of this stuff is spits out MIDI data, which is brilliant.
Right, okay.
So
good.
if you're using it via MIDI or USB with your computer, obviously then you can record automation, or it can receive data to automate commands. Plus, if you use the sequencer on board, which you'll have a look at in a minute, you can record all of that motion as well internally
into the sequencer.
Yeah,
right.
Really
okay.
Just so carrying on with the modes, you've got delay, which plays those four sounds, but they'll play in sequence. So, for instance, that's a percussion sound, toms, and then if you change the voice mode depth, it gives you a note value. So if it plays really quick, it's almost like a chorusy kind of sound, or it can play basically in time with any music you're playing. And that's a percussion example, but it works equally well for kind of synth sounds and stuff.
And can that be synced?
Yeah.
Right. What, over MIDI or something?
Either MIDI, USB, or the sync in and out as well, which you can sync to our Volkers, MS-20, Arp, or any other analogue gear out there, basically.
Okay.
Which is quite cool. You've got an arpeggiator as well, so if you do want to play patterns, if you just play a chord now, I'll play an arpeggiator pattern for you.
Oh, that's a great sound.
Yeah, it's really good sound. That's the tempo. So I'm just giving you a BPM readout on the screen as well.
And is that just a delay effect on that?
Yeah, it's got delay built in here.
That delay just gives it a much bigger sound straight away, doesn't it?
Lets it breathe.
Good.
Sidechain is the last mode.
Yeah.
So that works like a traditional sidechain, in that it'll allow you to play one note and then a second note, and then depending on what the setting, how the setting is set, it'll let some of the original sound through or not. So for instance, if I'm doing something like this, I can have this second sound completely obliterating the first, or I can choose to have a little bit of the first one's coming through.
Okay, yeah.
Very much the way you would use sidechaining in dance music, basically. But it gives you access to it here, which is really nice.
Okay.
You mentioned the delay. You've obviously got the delay built in, so I'll just show you an example of a sound with that on it. So for instance, here we've got a nice clef kind of sound.
Yes. Yeah.
So you've also got a time and a feedback setting.
Yeah.
You've also got a routing switch, which is really useful, so you can quickly bypass it if you want to turn off that effect.
Yeah.
You can have it pre-filter.
Okay.
Which means you have this high pass.
Yeah.
Which will only affect the delay. Or you can have it post-filter, which means that this will affect the whole sound.
Yeah. Okay.
And on this little screen, it gives you a really nice kind of routing diagram of how it's routed as well, so that's quite useful. When you save your sound, all of those delay settings are also saved as well.
Yep.
You've got your sequencer built in as well, of course. So you've got a 16-step sequence. Every single sound you come to will have a pattern already. So you just press play.
Yep.
What's nice is that you can, if you want to, you can quickly overdub that. So you can say press play, then record. Okay. You can do the whole thing. It also records automation as well, as we said earlier. So, so I wanted to do a nice little filter sweep in that.
Yeah.
And you can record up to 4 instances of these changes, so you can have 4 different things going on during the sequence.
Okay.
So yeah, and that, again, that'll get saved with the sound as well. Plus it'll send out via MIDI, so it's really cool.
Okay.
This pitch lever as well. You're using it obviously for pitch bend, but you can use it for other things. It's assignable.
Okay.
So for instance, if you're into your dubstep sort of stuff.
Yeah. Nice.
So that's another great feature, because you don't always need pitch bend. You might want another controller to quickly assign stuff to.
Yeah.
And it's there, and again that'll be saved as part of the patch parameters. So
that's brilliant, really good. And the key size, actually, although they're mini keys, they're not that mini, are they?
Yeah, we call them slim keys actually. Yep. So they're 86% of the size of a normal key. The same keys actually we use on the MS-20 Mini and the RPC.
Yeah.
People seem to like them, and it means that also we can make it a slightly reduced footprint as well, which is always good in the studio. Yeah. So yeah, that's those keys.
And on the back, what we got here then?
So we've got a headphone out.
Yep.
We've got a regular out.
Yep.
We've got an audio input. So that means you can plug anything into it and send that audio straight through all of these different parameters.
Oh, so your audio in can go through the filter or whatever.
Filter,
right.
through the
Okay.
LFO, through the effects.
Right. Okay.
And you can either hear that just on its own or mix it with the sounds, which is really nice. You've also got sync in and out, which we've mentioned before, so you can sync it to other stuff, Volcas, analog, other stuff, traditional MIDI, and of course USB as well.
Yeah. Wow. That's going to shake up the second-hand market a bit, isn't it? Because there's why buy an old, cranky old second-hand synth that keeps going out of tune when you can get a true, brand new analog synth here. That's fantastic.
It does have, of course, because it's analog, it is still slightly prone to those kind of tuning issues, but we have developed a very successful auto-tuning circuit in there, which always runs when you first turn it on. Yeah. And then you can run it yourself just by going shift record, I think. And then it just tunes it. So then it just takes a couple of seconds, it will tune, and away you go again. So and then you're good to go.
Good.
One other thing I should show you actually when that's done is a neat little Easter egg which is built into it. So if I turn it off and then turn on and move the joystick, you get a nice little game of Pong.
Can you see that on the screen? Let's see if we can get that on the screen here. That looks great. Let's have a look. So you can even play Pong on your keyboard now.
Well, it's warming up.
Wow.
Do you want me to do it again?
Yeah, let's do that again. That was brilliant.
So what you do is you turn it on and then move the joystick as it's turning on.
Yeah. Oh, look at that. Ah, that's fantastic. Brilliant. I want one just for that now. That's great. Right, well, thanks very much for bringing that in and showing us. We'll have them available in Bonner's Music as soon as they hit the UK shores. We've already taken lots of pre-orders on them here, so it's worth getting your name on the list if you want one. Believe me, this really does feel like it's going to be a classic keyboard. So yeah, thanks very much, Luke, for bringing it in. No, and yeah, we'll see you in the next video. Check the links in the description of this YouTube video, because there'll be links to our product page on our website. We do interest-free credit on these as well, so you can spread the payment if you want to. So thanks very much for watching, and see you in the next keyboard demo video.
See you next time.